Today, I'm going to play with a one-step airbrush makeup. It's a kit that we purchased. This is by the brand Mineral Air, and this retails for $150 US. So it's not cheap. Love is in the Mineral Air. That's cute and corny. I like it. So in here, you open this up, and that's the actual airbrush system. It looks really nice. And the one thing is about this product, it's cordless. I'm excited to see how this works because a lot of people like it, and then some people also have mixed reviews. So let's just get right into it because we are already charged. So this foundation, they're saying it's a natural finish with more of like a satiny natural finish, and it layers really well without looking really heavy. It's supposed to last up to 10 hours of wear. So they're saying shake this up really well because it's super liquidy, and you can hear there's a little ball inside to make sure it distributes the formula really nicely. And then for the desired coverage, 4 to 5 drops is going to be light coverage, 5 to 8 medium coverage, and then 8 to 12 is a high coverage. I think I'm just gonna go straight with porcelain because I already looked at this shade and it's pretty dark. It's for medium tones, which I'm more fair to light. Let's do 6 drops. Let's do that. Should we do 6 or 8? Let's do 8 drops. Whoa, you see how liquidy that is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just go for it. I'm gonna do my right side first just to see what it looks like, what it feels like, the color, things like that. The instructions are really simple. They're just saying mist foundation in a circular motion onto your skin and then allow 30 to 60 seconds to set before adding more coverage or repeating that step. So let's just go for it. Okay, you can definitely see it right here. Still looks like my skin. It's a little uneven, but let's just go for it. Is that it? Oh no, there's still makeup. But that looks really, really nice. It gives such a nice, beautiful glow. It kind of evened it out, but I feel like I need to focus a little bit more right here. I want to see how it's going to cover the red spots, like my pimples right now. And it didn't really hit any right here for some reason. So let's just try to make it a little bit more even because it looks a little blotchy right now. Yeah, there's no more pigment coming out. Okay, that was 8 just on this side. So I need 16 in total. This is definitely giving me not even, I would say, a medium. It's a very light coverage. You can still see a little bit of redness, but it's not as red as this side. And my cheeks are a little bit more even toned, and the forehead looks pretty good. It didn't really do anything right here because I didn't focus it there. Yeah, the color is a little bit off, the tone. I'm not really loving the tone. Hopefully it doesn't oxidize even more. But it looks pretty good around the hairline. It doesn't look heavy. That's the one thing that's not looking heavy right now. You can definitely see it though. And I have a couple of dry spots right here, and it looks like it's trying to cling onto the dry spots. But hopefully, like I said, it will melt a little bit more. But as of right now, from far away, it looks really pretty, nice and healthy and natural looking. It's not super dewy, it's not super luminous, but yeah, it's looking, I feel like even the way I'm talking, you can kind of see the product. It looks kind of dry right here. 8 more drops. Really? That fast? Yeah, like barely anything came out. I don't know if you can even see that, but I already applied 16 drops to this for the full face, and it's definitely giving me a very light medium coverage. Definitely kind of gave me an even tone. I just feel like I need more product right here and on my cheek just to match this side. So those 8 drops, they go quick, very quick. So I don't know, do like 5 more drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 6 more. Let's go again. Yeah, you can hear it when it's done. It's not doing that anymore. It's more of like an even flow. I'm not going to use this as concealer just because it is a little bit darker than the concealer shade I would use, and that shade is the lightest that they provide currently. So I'm gonna do my own concealer, and I really wanna see how other products layer on top of this product. So overall, I feel like it does look airbrushed, but like my skin doesn't look really smooth, really up close, just because it is kind of just sitting on there and it hasn't really had time to melt, and it is exaggerating the peach fuzz quite a bit and the pimples, just because it's just kind of sitting there right there on the top of the surface, which I'm giving it some time to really kind of melt onto my skin or like into my skin, and I think it will look a little bit better. Let's move forward. Let's put the rest of the makeup on. Concealer time. And like I said, the reason why I'm doing the concealer is because of the shade range, and also I'm looking really close, and right here in the inner corner, it looks so dry and like crepey and wrinkly. So we're gonna do a little bit of extra concealer. I'm just using Kosas. This is their Revealer Concealer. You can see kind of just that airbrush foundation kind of settled into the fine lines in my crease on my eyelid. As of right now, it looks really beautiful with the airbrush makeup. Do not have any hard time blending in, but again, this concealer is stunning. For the bronzer or contour, we're gonna use the Patrick Ta. This is the Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo, and this is in shade She's Status Quo. The contour shade is right here, and it's cream. So I'm gonna take Fenty Beauty, her 125 face brush, and just start very gently, basically just stamping it or stippling it onto the face. This is such a beautiful bronzer duo. It's so easy to blend on so many different bases I've tried already. I tried just on my face with SPF, beautiful. Tried it with tinted moisturizer, stunning. Full face of like a really high coverage foundation, matte finish, and then more of like a soft matte, really dewy finish, and it works with so many different bases. And as of right now, you can see it's blending really easily, really seamlessly. It looks like it's not picking up the product underneath, so that's really good. I am going to use a powder bronzer, but after I do my blush. For blush, I'm gonna use my Say blushes in shade Peachy and Rosy. I'm gonna do 2 dots of Peachy, 1, 2, and then Rosy right in the center, just like that. And that's how I usually apply it, straight into my skin, and then take a brush, either a fluffy brush or a smaller little blush brush, and just literally just tap it into my skin, and it just blends so effortlessly. These are stunning, and I just can't stop using them. Going with a big bronzer fluffy brush. Just gonna take the Patrick Ta. Again, just stamp it on top of that blush and contour shade. Just to add a little bit more depth and a little bit more warmth, because this is a lot warmer in tone, which I think is so pretty. I'm gonna quickly do my mascara and then lips, and I'll be right back. Okay, looking everything up close, even from far away, but looking at up close, especially on the cheeks, everything just looks really airbrushed. I am giving a lot of credit to the products that I used, the blushes and the bronzer, because they're just so stunning even on their own, and this concealer is just beautiful, but mixed in with this foundation, I'm so happy that it just kind of melted really well together. The only thing I'm still not liking is this area right here. It's cracking pretty bad, and it looks pretty dry, but it's also exaggerating every little area. Right here around the pimples, it looks pretty bad, but the cheeks, the forehead, the nose, everything looks really nice and really airbrushed. Now the real test is how beautiful it's going to wear throughout the day. Is it going to start breaking apart? Is it gonna start moving? Or is it just gonna stay beautiful? Is it just gonna start melting even more into my skin, and it's just gonna look phenomenal like throughout the day and towards the end of the night? All right, so one thing I do wanna do quickly with you guys is clean this right here. And the instructions online are super simple. They say you need a little bit of Q-tips, like this, and then something like this to, when you spray it out, that the product goes onto something, and so you can see how clean it gets. So the first thing is, I opened up my little cleaner. I'm just gonna squirt some product in here first, just like that. Take my little Q-tip, soak it in there, and then kind of focus it right here at the very top, because that's quite messy up there. Look how messy that gets. It's quite disgusting, actually. I feel like you'll need a lot of this Q-tip to clean. You know what the best thing is? I'm just gonna take this and just squirt it onto this pad right here, and just kind of go in and do this. This is so much better. That's the one thing I will complain. It's quite messy because the product is so liquidy, so it does kind of get all over the packaging. Just all the little crevices in here is just a little bit annoying. Next, I'm just gonna close this and spray out as much of the product that was in here. And actually undo this so it's not connected. Take this and pour the cleaner in here. And they did shake it up a little bit in here, okay? I'm gonna take a clean one and just spray out the water. Okay, that's what it looks like. You can see, clean it out pretty nicely. I'm gonna take a Q-tip, soak it, and then run it right inside right here. Make sure it doesn't get clogged. I mean, that was pretty good. It wasn't too time consuming. It's just this reservoir, this lid, this area has a lot of tiny little crevices and like little nooks. So the foundation does kind of sit in a lot of those areas, but it's a lot better. Yeah, see, that's just how as clean as I got it. And theirs didn't look that clean once they cleaned the top. So I think you just basically just clean it as much as you can and as often so it doesn't get stuck and basically ruin your system. We're done here, and I'll see you guys in a couple of hours or maybe 5-6 hours to see how we're looking. And then at the end of the night, hopefully I can get this at least 10 to 11 hours, just because it did say last up to 10 hours, just to see how everything looks at the end of the day. I'll see you soon. Doing the first update for the one-step airbrush makeup, and we're definitely looking quite dewy. Nice and dewy, but it still looks pretty nice. I don't feel like I have to powder up or anything like that. It is feeling a little bit dry right here where it cracked initially, and it also does not look good. It's already separating. It's kind of spotty. It's blotchy. You can feel it, and you can kind of move it around really easily, but the cheeks still look really, really beautiful, very flawless, very airbrushed. The one thing I do want to say, I do have kind of like a tiny scar right here where my pores are. And I feel like it's kind of exaggerating that little scar right here. But on the forehead, it looks pretty good. I just look very healthy and glowy, and it feels pretty nice. It was tight, I would say, the first hour, but it's feeling a little bit better on the rest of the face, except right here. It does not look good right here whatsoever. It's just, I just want to cover my face up, you know, and not show myself to anybody, but that's what masks are for, right? Yay. Doing the final update for the one-step airbrush makeup, and whatever is left on my face, it's either really dry, it's cracked, or it looks extra shiny and it feels really shiny. And that's what I was really worried about, is that the makeup, because the way it applied, it was kind of uneven in finish and in tone, and just a lot of it felt like it was just sitting on top of my most top layer, like my peach fuzz, the bumps I have on my skin, my dry spots, and it was already sticking onto those spots in the very beginning with the first initial application, and it just didn't get better. The cheeks looked really beautiful, but now they look really dry. A lot of the product just kind of disappeared, and there's like no product on my nose, no product around my chin. It's a very uneven wear. It's not long wearing. This makeup in particular wear well over 10 hours, and I would say it looked good around the 5-6 hour mark. Yeah, I'm not really impressed with this. I think so far this was a pretty good application. I like that it was cordless. I like that it was a very simple system to use. There was not much to it, but I feel like I kind of want to compare it to the Temp Tube. The Temp Tube is also quite expensive. I believe it's like $195. And then each foundation or the pigment is $45. But I felt like, remembering, I think I liked it a lot more, and it wore better, and it had a better finish. It just looked better throughout the day. I had a really bad shade match, so I did pick up a couple of new shades, so I'm thinking I really want to put this one to the test in comparison to the Temp 2. I'm still gonna keep playing with this. Like I mentioned just now, I want to compare it to other products, but as of the first initial application, a little didn't go a long way. A little went a short way. So I had to use 22 drops of makeup to get a semi-medium coverage for the face. I did really enjoy how most of my products applied on top of this makeup, which I think is incredible, but it didn't last, which usually these products last me a good 12 hours, no matter the type of makeup I wear underneath these products. So not really impressed with the longevity of this whatsoever as of right now. Okay, I'm gonna leave the video here. And I'll see you guys in the next one with my newly updated Versus Tempto. And then hopefully I can find like a cheaper option that's really affordable. I'm excited. Thank you for watching, spending time with me, and I'll see the next one very soon.